Hey, this is Sri Vishwanath here, and welcome to episode number 47 of the Ask Sri Vishwanath Vedanta show. And in today's video, we are going to speak about the secret to love yourself. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, of the science, I am the science of the self. This is very, very important to love yourself. Science talks about manifestation of life. Why? Because it begins from the intellect, all manifestation of life. But spirituality, the Atman, talks of life itself, which is the Atman. See, so all motivation, whatever good and bad, comes from the intellect. And all inspiration of whatever all great things achieved comes from the Atman. Science talks about manifestation of life, everything coming, okay, sun, moon, this, that happened, this happened, everything. That's all great, but you're talking about what the magic has created. But the magician and its magic is known only to the Atman. Atman talks about life itself. See, this happened, good, bad, but what about life itself? That is what Atman touches. So Krishna says, of the science, I am the science of the self. Just like science is the king in all physical, in the realm of physical, Vedanta is the king of metaphysical. So science has no clue of the unseen. It's only making up things. Just like in the physical, it's the king. For example, if I have to talk about chemistry or biology, I don't know anything. I'll do a poor job. Same way, through the intellect, you can only be clear of what you see, touch, hear, and feel. All other judgments, assumptions are made based on just pure hypothesis. That doesn't work. Whereas in the Atman, is everything is revealed. See, it's revealed to all the stages. Anyone can go to the Atman. I'll give you a simple visualization. Let's visualize a blank page. This page is Satchidananda Atman. Now you draw a circle. That circle, the moment you get up, a circle is drawn. That's called avidya. And inside the circle, before you get up, circle is already drawn, and inside of that you are there, and you're thinking, feeling, experiencing, all that. No matter how much good you have inside, that's got nothing to do. If I come and I remove the circumference of the circle, boom, now the whole page is yours. See, that is the Atman. So all this, no matter how much accurate you are about the world and everything inside it, it's a small, tiny circle. And you're bound. So of the science, I am the science of the self. The Atman is the page, everything. And the intellect is a small part, all this manifestation of life. This world is not so big. You may know every single thing about the world, but you will not know. But the one who knows everything will not have any clue of what the Atman is, because this has got nothing to do with it. It's a circle. This world is like a circle. Inside the circle, you're talking of what is inside the circle. I don't care. It's important for you. But life is the page itself. So loving yourself is so important that intellect comes in between, and we feel this manifestation of life is all the pain and pleasure. Well, it has got its importance, but of the science, I am the science of self. Vedanta is the king of the metaphysical realm. Science discovered black hole, because that's all the intellect can see. Black hole. Well, if you want to see black hole, go to the mind of a darkest person, the depressed person. You'll be able to see black hole. Why spend billions in research? Because here's the thing. When you try to do something which you do not have the capacity, you fail miserably. Vivekananda says a person may be a king in, maybe a giant in intellectuality, but he would be a baby in spirituality. Science is a baby in unseen, in the metaphysical realm. All these philosophies, all people, even in many religions and spirituality, this is nirgun nirakar. It is so clear. The one who knows the page, for him everything is revealed. It is so clear. Anything subjective, You shouldn't mess around. Someone has already discovered it in this Vedanta. It's a false visualization which is blocking everything. So all these concepts, philosophies, it's all bullshit. Everyone should stick to what they're good at. Science is very good in telling everything what is seen, and that is it's very good in that. That's what it should stick to. Same way, spirituality is an unseen, so it should stick to unseen. Spirituality should not go and mess around with the things seen, as far as which is not necessary. Only dharmic activity should be done. This is where both will get good. And the reason I'm saying all these things to you is because for us, the main point is coming back to loving yourself. Intellect deals with motivation, your desire to do good and bad, whatever. But the Atman gives you the inspiration. Love yourself. So the science, I'm the science. There's a lot of accumulation of divinity here. See, no matter what is happening, or no matter what circle you're drawing on the page, good and bad, there's accumulation of divinity here. This is never lost. The Atman, the page is never lost. You are that page. You are the Atman. There's accumulation of divinity. It's all accumulated. You'll say, oh, where I'm not finding any motivation, I'm not finding inspiration, I'm sad. It's because you've drawn a circle and inside you're sticking. There is billions and billions of gold here. It's accumulated. You have to go there. And this is why you got to get in touch with the Atman. It is very important that you love yourself, and you can love yourself only when you love God. This is very, very important. Now everyone says, oh, love yourself. You cannot do it without loving God. Because when you love God, you're loving the self. That's why worship of Ishvara is the number one thing. And that is absent today. Love for God is absent. People are philosophizing about God. But when it comes to loving, they don't love God. It's just when people want to indulge in debates and talks and interactions and all that damn stuff, when all that has to be done is to worship and love God directly. Connection is not there because all the diversion is done by people. And here's something very important. So today, Puri Shankaracharya said something very important. He said, someone asked what's the difference between, the God and the individual soul. And he said it beautifully. He said, in God, Bhagavan, the body of God is Maya. So God knows. God draws a circle, but he doesn't get caught with it. You and I, our circle, we get caught in the Antakarna. So listen carefully. In the Antakarna, we have got good and bad, right? We have come with good and bad karma. And what is good and bad? We get happiness or sadness. That's all. From morning to evening, you're either happy or sad. Now, here's something he said very interesting. He said, everyone, like my happiness is different, your happiness is different, my sadness, each one has got their own quota of happiness and sadness in the Antakarna. He said something very nice. He said, one drop of blood in you, inside there are many living organisms. But the jiva, that means there are many other jivas in that one drop of blood. They have got different happiness and sadness than you. So inside of us itself, there are thousands of living beings whose happiness and sadness is different than us. Every single living being is a jiva, no matter what it is. So all that we are doing from morning to night is we are happy or sad. Now there is a secret here. You get up in the morning and then we sleep in the night. In between, there is happiness and sadness crosses our life. Now, we can be happy and sad in three areas: money, health, relations, only three. So if you see clearly here, and I want you to pay careful attention here, the happiness and sadness, Shankaracharya says, is already inbuilt in the Antakarna. And that is what we are processing it. And the money health relationship is only an instrument. Like you came with that. Let me give you an example. This is very interesting. And I'm leading you to some very big point today. Let's say money. Now I have a friend, let's say, who's making about $20,000 a month. So I ask him, okay, how is it doing? Oh, it's just $20,000. It's doing like this. I mean, 80% would be very happy. Someone is making 200K, and for him 200K is nothing. Why? Because one comes with this idea that whatever money one makes, that person will not be happy. If a person makes 100 million, he'll feel, another 10 million. Why? Because the person came with that idea of sadness or happiness in regard to money. He always wants more. That is just what he came with. There's nothing good or bad. That is what he came with. So whatever he gets, he is just feeling he should get more. Just like, for example, in relationships or else, no matter someone gets, makes nice body and said, no, I want more. For example, if I would go, I would be very happy with, maybe 20% more improvement. But someone else, why? Because we come with that. It's got nothing to do. So if you see, from morning to night, the happiness and sadness is what we come with. No matter what you get, happiness and sadness is what we always come with. Now, here's very important. The whole day, instead of being happy and sad, if you can shift your attention to loving yourself, because happiness and sadness you cannot touch. It's the circle. But loving yourself, you can. Now, I want you to pay attention here. We get up in the morning and every one of us wants to be more happy and, less. But here's the thing, happiness and sadness is not controllable. Because anything can happen in 5 seconds. Everyone knows that. So what's the point in controlling happiness and sadness? You cannot. But here's what you can, 100%. You can love yourself. You can get in touch with the Atman. That is something which is completely under your control, and no karma. Karma has become redundant there. Because when you do that, something magical happens. See, happiness and sadness is practical. We all want to be more happy and less sad. But that is not under our control, because it is based on what we come in the antakarna. Each one is already coming with this coat of pen, thumb drive. And look at how much energy we are wasting in trying to be more happy and less sad. When you know that not a single person on earth can control. Someone may be making, huge amounts of money, but his day will be sad. Because of what we come with inside. In anything, in work, for example, I like things to be perfect. And that would make me miserable. It's because of what you come with. It's got very little. There's a practical aspect to money, health, relationship, but leaving aside happiness and sadness, the amount of energy we spend, we don't even notice. All that we're doing is spending so much energy in trying to be happy and to reduce sadness, when all that we had to do was to love yourself. Because when you do that, you're doing something very powerful. When you come here, you get the manifestation power. You get something greater than happiness and sadness, because you get the power to love yourself. And when you do that, the sadness will automatically be less and your happiness will be 100 times more, because you'd have discovered something greater than both, which is called bliss. Shri Ram, Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadaruna. I'm selling you on this idea of loving yourself, because this idea is so grand that if you embrace it with your heart and you begin the worship, it has got tremendous implications, both right now as well as when you leave the body. It's got tremendous, because it's the direct way, fastest way. Don't have to mess up your mind. Look at it. If you get real good in loving yourself by worshiping God, what will happen to your life? You'll become so powerful, because the variable of sadness and happiness, you can shift it. If you're sad, you'll be able to manifest happiness just like that, because you'll be in the page. You'll be able to draw any circle that you want. It's so powerful. All right. So more of that, go to www.magicofgod.com, magicofgod.com, to love yourself more, to destroy the false realization, and to have wonderful things. Thank you and God bless.